What are the two differences for a commercial blower for inflatables and a blower for inflatables for kids? Commercial blowers for inflatables is powerful and larger compared to ones that comes with the bonsai water slide and the Little Tikes bouncy castle. When you buy a bonsai water slide or a Little Tikes bouncy castle, it's going to have a blower. It comes with a blower. It's in the box. When you open it up, there's a separate box where the blower is, and there's the inflatable. Compared to a commercial bouncy castle, if you actually buy one, it's going to, you can mainly get with the blower, or the blowers will be shipped separately. They can't fit the blower box inside a bouncy castle box or water slide box, because first thing is, those boxes are a little bigger compared to ones you get for like the small ones at the big box stores. You can actually buy one without a blower if you want to get, say, a Bee Air or other brands like that, instead of ones that come with it. And it'll probably be a little cheaper to buy one without the blower. But if you buy one with the blower, let's see, you can buy another blower separately and use that one as a spare. Or let's say you have to service your Bee Air or other brand you have. Another thing about the commercial blowers for inflatables, if those blowers, let's say, turned off, or maybe let's say maybe the GFCI got tripped when it turns off, there are a flap or a louver. Bee Air calls a louver. It will close, and actually air will come out slowly. And that's it, to get your kids off the inflatable or water slide. Compared to these ones right here, they actually don't have it. So if this, let's say, turned off or something, the kids are on the water slide, they really have to get off really. It'll be kind of hard because it's going to go down slowly for those things, because there's nothing to actually stop it going down really slowly out of those seams. That's another thing about these units here, is they don't have it. Next thing is price point. The commercial ones are at least like around like $178 up to, let's say, maybe like $299, like almost like $300 just for those units. Those are price points. And next thing about those units is they're expensive. First thing, they're not as, these retail for like $60 just for one of these, compared to commercial ones. They're mainly heavy, and the 1.5 horse, they're all different price points because different horsepowers. The expensive ones are 2.5 horsepower. That's for the larger stuff like the obstacle courses and stuff. Next thing about is weight limit. I don't mean that's set for inflatables, like what they can handle, and those commercial inflatables can actually handle up to like 200 or even more, compared to the small ones are mainly for, like, say, in 100 pounds or 100 and maybe 200 just for it. And next thing is putting the blower on. A lot of commercial ones have a Velcro instead of a little tie, and that actually makes it better. So you just put the Velcro on and call it a day. Then you turn on your unit. Some of those small ones, like the Little Tikes ones, have a little tie, so you have to tie it on there, and it's also going to come off. Rarely the blower tube will actually come off the inflatable. If it's not on here really tight, it's definitely going to come off. A lot of these blowers have lips right here. They call a lip. So when they say it's on, it's going to be pushed right here, so it's not going to come off. If it did, it's going to go down like that. Next thing is cord length. Commercial blowers for inflatables have at least 25-foot cords, compared to the other ones you mainly get in the big box store. They have 30-foot cords like this one has, or 35, so these cords are long. Now, for the weight of the machines, commercial ones are at least like 33 pounds, or at least heavier than that. Compared to these, like 15 pounds. These are lightweight. Next thing is about the commercial ones compared to the ones you get at the big box store, the ones for the kids, is those inflatables is, they call it GFCI plugs. That's a lot of commercial ones don't really have them. So this originally had a GFCI, but you know, it just went out, it stopped. So next thing is switches. So they all have switches, but there are some that have access to switch easy, some are hard to access to. The ones that have these type of switches are actually better than the toggle switch. The toggle switch is kind of good, and what makes the toggle switch not as good is it might be a little hard to actually replace. And there's no screws. Like this one would be hard because you have to take this whole cover off to access to the switch itself. But a toggle switch is a lot harder, and that's why the Kodiak blower doesn't use a toggle. It uses one of these style switches. The Super Bear actually uses a toggle switch, and the older Tool King ones, and they're pretty much going to be a pain because they're actually located towards the top of the handle. So it's actually a pain to actually replace those switches. It's also a toggle. I think a lot of these Tool King blowers had toggle switches, and it's also, now if you compare it to today's units, now they have these style of switches. They're easy to replace. Yeah, they're easy to turn on, put on. So when you actually go to the inflatables, you mainly do is you go to your inflatable, you tie the inflatable right here, the blower tube, then you go plug the blower will be plugged in to, let's say, GFCI, then you hit the switch on button and let it blow air. It's simple, easy thing. It's not as hard, it's just simple, easy. You just turn on the on button and it turns on, and it blows air into the inflatable and it blows up the play structure. And that makes it one of the best blowers you actually get. Is these are mainly the best ones you actually get. For this one's a least powerful one. And let's say if you have, let's say maybe kids and stuff like that, I will pretty much recommend the ones you got at the big box store. Commercial ones are expensive. I mean, they're very expensive. Ones with the blowers are expensive, and their blowers are huge if you compare to let's say these ones. And I'll do a comparison on my next video with the Kodiak KP1 and this little Toy Quest blower. And that's going to be it for this video.